transmission and it'll shift better, but it's still drivable.
Well, what do you say? We hop in the old 67 C50
Sure.
and go
Let's
pick
go
up
take
some
it for a-
tires?
Take it for a ride here.
Let's get going. Goldwing, sick. All right, gang, so we tracked down, what's your shop's name again, James?
Fueled Motorworks.
Fueled Motorworks in Edmonton, Alberta. If you need any bike stuff done, go check out Fueled Motorworks in Edmonton. James, I have to ask you about this Honda Super Sport. Tell us about this bike.
This is a 1979 CBX. It is a 6-cylinder Honda sport bike of the time.
Six-cylinder.
Yeah, from what I know about it, it was only in production for about 3 years,
Yeah.
1979, 80, 81. I believe there is a limited amount in North America, something like in the range of 3,000.
I've only ever seen one other one. How many cc's is it?
It's 1,000 cc.
Okay.
So it's not incredibly high cylinder-wise. This particular one was stored for something like 20 to 30 years.
Okay.
The customer bought it new. He owned it since the factory. So
Yeah.
he actually has the factory manual and everything. It was delivered to me last winter by his friend. He lives out in Valemont.
Okay.
He heard about me because I used to fix up a lot of old Hondas. So this bike, we essentially had to go through every system on it. You got to drop the engine to pull the carbs,
Yeah.
so I had to do that. Completely disassemble the carbs of some of the worst I'd ever seen. We had to completely get the rust out of the tank.
Did they sit with fuel in them?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
fuel and all the brake lines had to be replaced.
Yeah.
All the brake master cylinders, all the slave cylinders, we had to replace all those seals. We had to go through some parts of the engine and really clean those up. And then, just a lot of timing, syncing, all that fun stuff. So it was quite a lot of work. Oh, and the gentleman that delivered it accidentally dropped it in the trailer.
Oh.
It showed up to me on its side, so we had
That's
to do
no good.
That's that guy. We're gonna repair the dent next
Yeah.
year, but he's gonna take it. It's running quite well.
Had you said it had a bunch of rust in the tank too? You had to get rid of? Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was full of essentially chunks of the old. It had been stored full. And when I got it, it was completely dry and just all that gunk was built
All the
up.
gunk was in there. That used to be the thing to do back in the day, is store it full. No.
So yeah, so she needed some love, and we managed to get her going. I think this customer is I believe he's in his 70s.
Oh.
And he plans on taking it for a ride as soon as spring comes and going around. So it was kind of my goal to get it going for him, give him a good one with
And
it.
he's the original owner.
He's the original owner. So it's kind of cool.
You'd think he'd be riding this Goldwing. What's the story on the Honda Goldwing?
This is another customer of mine, a good customer. He bought this as his lake bike.
Lake bike, okay.
Yeah, he's got a brand new road glide that he drives around town. He bought this as his lake bike. He has spent more to fix it than he spent on it.
Yeah.
And that's unfortunately the nature of
The Honda Goldwing, that's kind of the way they go, isn't it?
Well, the 1200s were notoriously bad at everything.
Yeah.
They're not my favorite thing to work on. And this one in particular, the gentleman who fixed it before has glued the fairing on the front because some of the bolts are missing. So take it apart and to get into it, normally you'd be able to take off a lot of this stuff and then you'd be able to unbolt this and take it off. And unfortunately, no, this is all glued behind. So I found that out when I was trying to repair his air suspension system.
Oh, fuck.
So I actually had to take that apart piece by piece inside and then pull it out, replace the parts that needed replacing, and then put it back together inside of the glove box.
So as Jay Leno would say, it's kind of like going to the proctologist for dental work.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, it was fun. And then so we got that going.
Now, what
and then
are
he
these?
came in for a new front tire. Or a
New
little
front
bit of
tire.
work.
Are they worth anything now? Because I see them all the time for next to nothing online.
I mean, everything's worth something
Yeah,
if it runs.
if it's brought up to snuff.
There's a really cool video. I can't tell you where it is, but there's a really cool video of a guy who has one of these and is off-roading in it, doing jumps. Like, these bikes go forever.
Yeah,
like,
it's a Honda.
Yeah, and I mean, it's a specific, like, I mean, it's, you know, this is 1984. It's got something like, you know, over 200,000 kilometers on it. They go for a long
They
time.
just keep going and going and going.
And, you know, well beyond, like, the plastic starts to just get so brittle it breaks and
Yeah.
things, and, you know, like, that stuff falls apart. But
Deterioration happens before the bike
yeah,
dies.
I mean, you know, like something like this, worth whatever you're willing to pay for.
Yeah.
A couple grand for sure.
Yeah.
And
it's all relevant to what.
perform.
Yeah.
You know, because it's not really what I would call a beautiful bike.
Yeah, they're eclectic for sure.
Yeah, and then you get something like this, which is a 1981 Shovelhead that we're doing up. We did the paint on. We're doing some upgrades on some other things. I did a bunch of engine work and a bunch of other stuff. So that one's going to be, once we clean up a couple of things, he has this incredible flame job that might be a little bit dated. You know, that needs to be fixed. But
the 2003 OCC style flame job on the seat.
Yeah, you know, flames and skulls and all the things 90s.
Yeah.
So we're gonna fix that up.
What's the story on the big chopper thing here?
That is a IronHorse, American IronHorse chopper, made in Texas, I believe.
Okay.
One of the better of the early 2000s OCC era chopper bikes. This gentleman bought this one and needs a bit of work.
Yeah.
It's got a bit of bottom end issue, and the engine itself is assembled by Ironcraft Customs. I don't think they make everything on it. It's got I believe it's got a stroker in it.
Yeah.
So it's an S&S. And then it's been kind of upgraded with their crankshaft and various things. But he's bought it, and I think it's got a couple of problems with the bottom end. So we're going to be taking a look at that. And he's got the seat out for reupholstery and stuff. So that will be one of the bikes.
I'm looking here too. I see what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's a motif. This whole bike was this very, we'll say, eclectic red-black color, like a burnt. And unfortunately, his fenders and his tank had to be replaced because it was so rusted out, and we had to repair his fenders.
Don't come over here, Bobby.
I'll get out of your way there. And actually, my partner Amber and her father, they do all of our paint and body work, so they did this.
It looks good now.
Yeah.
Is this what's this? A Yamaha or something?
Yamaha Virago.
Okay, I'm surprised I knew.
It's one of my apprentices. My apprentice's first bike. We're just doing some repairs on that.
Oh. Hey, look at that.
You get one of those for right now.
And a deco. Gotta love having decals. Okay, now I love bikes. Even the little mini bike that I just seen you ride by on. If you got 5 minutes, can you tell me about this pile of Ford truck parts with the IFS and IRS over here?
Oh man, I might be the worst person to ask about this.
Well, because you're a motorcycle guy, I know, but you're just doing the welding on this, correct?
Yeah. So there's a frame inside the shop that we're doing. Essentially, I can't recall what year the
you're a motorcycle guy.
It's a 1960s Ford, I believe. I might be off on that.
Nope, it's a 50s Ford.
It's a 50s?
Late 50s, yeah.
Okay, my apologies. Like I said, not the guy to do it. The owner of this traded this unit to someone for them to build. He's built one before.
Yeah.
It has a Lincoln Continental motor and front suspension, and then the rear suspension is, I don't think it's off the Lincoln Continental, it's off something.
Something similar.
Something similar. Yeah. So essentially what's going to happen is we're going to put these independent suspensions onto the frame.
Is that from a Crown Vic, that one?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry. The Lincoln Continental is the rear end, the Crown Vic's the front end.
Okay, yeah.
So I actually have the motor in my C.A.R. over there.
Yeah.
So what we'll be doing is spacing that out, welding up the frame, boxing it in to give it a little bit more support.
Have you started working on the frame?
A little bit. We cleaned it up.
Yeah, let's have a quick look.
It's sitting in the corner. for right now, but in the process. Not really set for looking at, but it's been trimmed down and cleaned up. I mean, this is obviously very, very rusty. We've had to cut out a couple of the cross sections. This whole front end will be boxed in and it's a bit bent out of shape, so set that up and then...
But this is where you come in.
Yeah.
The fab work. Hi, buddy.
Yeah, I'll be doing that, and then we've got some plates coming in for the rear end to mount that. We got to cut and channel that in. So, just some fun stuff. And this is Blue, our shop dog.
Hi, Blue. You can tell I'm an animal lover. Hey, buddy. What you're smelling is the treats for Uncle Bobo's dog. I don't have any with me. Well, let's take a quick walk around in here while we're in here. What do you say, gang?
A lot of things on the go.
Whoa.
Oh yeah, this is a fun one. This is a
Honda.
customer of mine, Kirk Morris. This is kind of a long-going project that we're doing for him. This is a CT70.
Yep.
Redone with a 212 motor. So I disassembled it. He took the bike to go get painted, and then he got custom decals made for it. Actually, Kurt's really cool because he imports minis from Japan. So really hard to find, and like monkeys and also like cubs, but in like perfect condition. And that's kind of his thing. So this was his baby that we're kind of doing some stuff to.
I had a CT70.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So this is, it's going to be kind of a fun little unit, but it needs a lot of work. It's kind of assembled, and it's my winter project right now, along with,
it's a working shop. That's the point, right?
Yeah, so I mean, I got a Fat Boy there that we did a bunch of work on. I've got a Triumph Tiger that's been disassembled, and we're doing a bunch of transmission work.
Yeah.
And then, a collection of other bikes.
Well, thank you so much for walking us around, James.
You're very welcome.
We're going to have to come back, I think, and take an even closer look at some of your projects.
Yeah.
I will be in touch. It's been an absolute honor, my friend. Thank you.
Coming up.
You guys stay tuned. All right, well, we got the tires loaded up. Let's head on back to Roy's and maybe go for a drive in a Nash Metropolitan.
Cool.
Let's do it. What exactly are we looking at here?
It's going to look nice in the back of this, so I'm excited. Using a
Woman's Guide to Emergency Car Repairs. That's always good. A glow plug that heats up the cylinders so they'll start. It might need one or two more. It's kind of chilly out here.